All right, hello everybody. All right, I can see myself. Can you all hear me? You put like a thumbs up or something in the chat that you can hear me. Great, awesome, awesome, awesome. So if you've never met before, hello, my name is Angelica. And yes, there is a playlist in the chat. I'll repost it one more time in case you need it, or rather if you want to use it. And I'll give you a countdown on when to start. We'll just give it another 30 seconds and then we'll get going. All right, so if you are using the playlist from the chat, we will hit play together in the count of 5. So get ready. We will hit play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play and then make your way down onto your back. As you're making your way down onto your back, know that you can take whichever shape feels best in your body. So it might be laying all the way down with feet planted, knees knocked together, or you might have your legs out super duper long. Just taking your time to find a starting shape, you can really settle on in. I'll stay more upright so that way you can hear me a little better. And once you make your way into your starting shape, we'll really start practice the way I always love to start, just reminding yourselves that you made it to class, and letting yourself know that you carved out some time for you to focus on you and nobody else. And that being said, in your starting shape, let's take a few breaths together. Start with an SH to press your air out. Refill your lungs, take an expansive inhale. And open mouth, sigh. 2 more for good measure. Fuller inhale. And sigh. Once more, biggest breath in of your Saturday. And sigh. Then begin to ujjayi your breath, taking that breath that travels in and out of your nose, coating the back of your throat, really creating that oceanic sound. Then as you find your breathing with your ujjayi breath, let yourself know that today we are moving and meditating with the idea of growth. And that word growth can mean many, many things. It could mean more of a physical growth and height. Maybe it's more of a character development type of growth. Maybe it's growth in a workplace. So whatever kind of growth you'd like to play with today, bring that into your body, into your breath, so we can bring it into our practice. With that idea of growth at our center, taking one more round of breath, planning your inhale and your exhale. And once you find your way to your breath, let's move our bodies. If your legs are out long or if your feet were planted mats width, begin to bring your feet about hips width, heels close to your seat, both feet parallel. Then once you have your feet planted, you can place your left hand either next to your left hip, palm facing down, or on your left hip. Then from there, your right index finger, middle finger, thumb are going to wrap around your right big toes as you bring your right knee towards your right armpit, finding a half happy baby. Now, as you're finding this half happy baby shape, make sure the pinky toe side of right foot doesn't take over and start going up towards the ceiling. You really want to press the inner arch of your right foot towards the ceiling as you guide your right knee towards your right armpit. From there, you can really make it yours. So you can bend and lengthen your right leg. You can stay with your knee bent, just breathing into your right hip crease. Taking 3 more really big rounds of breath to move it around or to find a little bit of stillness.
Hi, I can't open up the thing.
Cool.
I can't.
Okay. If you're taking that half happy baby, place your right foot down and you're having trouble opening up the playlist.
Like I can hear you and you're on a little
Yes.
screen, but I can't get you. I can't make you bigger. I even tried to get out of it and get back in and do the Zoom thing again, but it's not working.
If you click switch to active speaker, or if you click the 3 dots, if you're on desktop, you might be able to get me fuller screen.
I don't know. No, I don't know what to do. I've even tried to get out of it. Like I can't, like you're still talking as I'm getting out of it and I can't even open it back up. I have no idea what to do.
Let's see. Omstars is in here. So hopefully Monica, can you help her out with that one?
I pressed something and then something had happened. Okay, Matthew. So this is what happens. Like this pops up. So what do I do here?
I don't know. I really don't.
Desktop 1.
Are you muted?
No, they can hear me.
I don't know what to do, Mom.
Share sound. Optimize screen share.
You did something and I don't know what you did.
I pressed something and I can't fix it.
I don't know what you did.
Oh, she pressed screen share. Can you press escape key?
It's not doing anything.
Oh, now you're gone.
Okay.
Now I can't even see you, but I can hear you.
Go back to there. Go back to there. Go back to there.
Nope.
Oh my gosh. What did you, Mom? I don't. What did you click?
I don't know. Let me try it again.
Maybe if you leave the meeting and rejoin, it might.
That's what I was trying to do, but obviously I can't do that because even if I leave the meeting, you're still talking.
Oh, I see. Then
I'm so sorry.
no, that's all
There
right.
we go.
If you
Okay.
could just mute yourself. Okay.
My son just figured it out. I'm so sorry.
Wonderful. Thank you, son. If you could just mute yourself and then we'll continue on. Thank you so much. Awesome. And that is another way to grow, is by learning new tricks and techniques. So now grab that right leg, bring it back up. We're going to eagle wrap the right leg on top of the left. So as you're wrapping right thigh on top of left, you can press outer shin to outer shin, or if you have that really tight wrap, you can take the tight double wrap with your right pinky toe behind your left shin. If your thighs are like, nope, wrapping is not the thing this afternoon, you can squeeze your inner thighs close. Then once you have your eagle wrapped or thighs closed legs, you're going to bump your hips over to the right side of your mat, and we're going to take a supine twist. So twisting your knees over to the left side of your mat, right arm extends out to the right, and we arrive in our twist. Now, as you're twisting, try your best to keep your right shoulder blade glued onto your mat, feeling a twist from beneath your right armpit, down right side onto right hip. Give yourself a couple more very big breaths on this side. And after your next breath out, slowly bring yourself to center, unravel the legs, hips are at center, 2 feet plant down, and we do have another side. So right hand can either go palm face down next to your right hip, or your right hand can go on your right hip. Half happy baby on your left side, left knee towards left armpit. Peace fingers, which is your index finger, middle finger, thumb of your left hand, wrap around your left big toe as you guide your knee to your armpit. Inner arch of your left foot towards the ceiling. Rerouting by breathing into your left hip crease. 3 more very big breaths. You might move it around a little bit. You might find stillness. You might let your breath be your guide as you take over. After your third round of breath, coming into your eagle wrapped legs, left leg is on the top this time. So outer shin to outer shin. Maybe you find that little hook of left pinky toe behind right shin. And then you're going to bump your hips to the left and let your knees fall to the right. Trying your best to keep left shoulder blade glued down. A reminder that if the eagle wrap does not feel super great for your hips or low back, you can press inner thigh to inner thigh, inner shin to inner shin, stacking the legs so you can still find your supine twist. Last couple of breaths to breathe down left side to wring out anything that might be in their body that you do not want to bring with you into your practice. And after that next breath out, bring yourself to center. Bring your hips to center, make yourself into your smallest ball, grabbing either behind your shins or on top of your shins. Take 3 big rocks. We'll meet on all fours in a tabletop. And as you make your way to your tabletop, you'll find your palms underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, armpits wrapping in towards center. Let's move the spine with some cats and cows. Starting with your cow pose, your inhale lifts your chin, broadening through your chest, send your tail high. On your exhale, cat pose, press the ground away. Draw your forehead towards your pelvis, pelvis to forehead. Inhale, cow pose, lift your chin, tail super high, exaggerate that lift. On your exhale, cat pose, round it out, maybe even taking a pause at the bottom and filling that round. 3 more, all yours at your own pace. Make them as quick or as slow as you wish. Moving around in your spine a few more times. And once you find your way to your neutral spine, lengthen through backside body, length from your tailbone out through the crown of your head. Root down in your index finger knuckle, your thumb. Wrap your armpits in one more time. Low navel pulls up towards ribs and towards spine. Tuck your toes, hover your knees 2 inches off of your mat. So you're hovering off of the mat. Breathing throughout backside body. Keeping yourself lifted for 5. Back of the neck long. 4, 3, 2, down dog on 1. Hips go high. Head goes low at the top. You can pedal out your feet or you can start to solidify right away as you're ready. No matter what you're choosing to move or find stillness, continuously press the ground away. Let the back of your neck lengthen, look towards your big toes, and find your tail lifting super duper high. In that space, give it one more inhale. Begin to still your legs if they were moving. Press your tail high, press your chest towards your thighs. And take a big breath out. One more inhale. And exhale. Now from here, look towards the top edge of your mat and then lift your right leg on a big inhale. On your exhale, step your right foot outside of your right hand. Once you step your foot outside of your hand, gently tap your back knee down, untuck your back toes. It is your lizard lunge. So you have your right foot outside your right hand, pivot on your right heel so your toes turn out 45 degrees. From there, hands can plant down with a soft bend to the elbows. If your hips are feeling very ooey gooey, you might lower a forearm or 2 down to your mat. But no matter what you are finding, just like that half happy baby, find a whole lot of breath in your right hip crease. You might feel this urge to sort of rock forward and back and move all around, but can you really stay in your lizard lunge? Stay in that bit of a stretch and breathe into it. Couple more big breaths. After your next exhale, left hand stays where it is, unless you're on your forearms, and please press into your palms, left hand down. Place your right hand on your right inner thigh close to your hip. So you're wrapping your left ribs towards the right side of your space, peeling your right ribs up and back, taking a twist. Now, you can stay here with your left knee down, or you can tuck your left toes and lift your left knee. So the choice is yours. Left knee can stay down, left knee can lift up. From there, right hand can stay on your thigh, or you can reach your right hand all the way up. So this is a bit like a low lunge twist with a much, much wider base. Can you think more lift in your right fingertips so you're lifted out of left shoulder? Give it a big inhale at the top. On your exhale, right hand down to the inside of your right foot. Step your left foot outside of your left hand. When you find your left foot outside of your left hand, both heels are in, both toes are turned out. Sit halfway, hands at the heart. It's a high malasana squat. So rather than that super duper low yogi seat, rather than crunching in our knees, we're staying higher up, finding a seat slightly back in space, but lifting your thumbs into your chest, keeping your spine tall. Exhales, you root farther into your feet, into your hips. Inhales, you lift from the floor of your pelvis to the crown of your head. One more exhale. Staying for the inhale. Mountain pose on the exhale, long legs. Feet parallel, they're wide. Hands can stay at your heart, or hands can drop down by your hips, palms facing the front of your space. No matter where your hands are, take a moment to root down, to breathe out. Lifting, breathing in. Rooting as you breathe out. Lifting as you breathe in. From there, arms reach up overhead. As they do, feet come underneath the hips. You can step or hop them close. At the top, palms press, look up toward your thumbs. Now you're rooted in your feet, lifted through your fingertips. Finding this super long line from heels through fingertips. Seal this line in your mind. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, fold all the way down over your legs. Then from here, take a halfway lift in your spine. Crown of your head reaches forward, tail lengthens back like a tabletop. From there, keep your long spine. You're going to tent your fingertips down onto the ground. Then start to shift onto your right foot. Kick your left leg back in space, supported warrior three. So you're on your right foot, left leg is long behind you. The crown of your head is reaching far, far forward, creating this lower capital letter T. You can have a soft bend in your right knee. Big inhale to lengthen it long. Low lunges on your exhale, left toes tap down to the back edge of your mat. Once your left toes connect to the mat, we'll take a warrior two. Ground your left heel down, windmill your arms up, left hand back, right hand forward. Take your time to find your base as you need to, where your back foot is either parallel to the back edge of your mat or turned in slightly. You're lifting from the inseam of your left leg, pelvis underneath your ribs, right knee over right ankle as best you can. Lifted proud chest, looking over your right fingertips. Staying low in your front lunge. Find this reach away from the center of your spine, out through both sets of fingertips. Breathing out to ground. Breathing in to take up some space. One more time, breathe out, ground down. Breathe in, take up some space. Then lengthen your right leg. Flip your right palm skyward, reach it all the way up to the ceiling. Peaceful triangle. You have two long legs, a long top arm, which is reaching up and over in space. Now here, you're still lifted in left side ribs, so there's still this lift up and over going on. One more inhale at the top. On your exhale, pivot on your right heel. So now you're turning your big toe in, flying warrior. Parallel the feet. Arms open to the left side of your space. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Or if your eyes are staying open, look at one point in front of you rather than all over your space. Take up some space that you haven't taken in a very long time. Might even open and close the hands a little bit, wiggle the toes. Really a moment to take up space in your way. After your next breath out, soft bend at both knees, wide leg fold, come all the way down. When you reach the bottom, fingertips down, tap down to the ground, and you can bend one knee, the other. You can bend both at the same time. You can keep your legs long and just hinge at the hips. Taking a couple more breaths just to find this wide fold before we sort of wave between the two shapes. After your next breath out, keep the soft bend at your knees. Big inhale, flying warrior, bring it high. Exhale, wide fold, fold it over. If space is limited, inhale, rolling up the spine, bringing it up. Exhaling, roll it in, bring it down. 3 more. Inhale to find your flying warrior. Exhale, wide fold. Inhale, flying warrior. Exhale, wide fold. 1 more. Inhale, flying warrior. Exhale, wide fold. From your wide fold, take it to a low lunge at the top edge of your mat. From that low lunge at the top edge of your mat, left hand down, right arm high, low lunge twist. Now, when you find this low lunge twist, your left knee can stay lifted or your left knee can tap down. Take it to a side plank. So you can either roll to the outer edge of your left foot, step right foot to meet left, or you can bring your left knee down, pivot your shin, right foot steps back. Finding your side plank, whether it's more supported or more lifted. No matter which one you're finding, lift into hips. Lift up through right fingertips. Maybe look toward your top hand. Last inhale. On your exhale, plank pose. Tap your knees down. We're taking a flow from here. Hands underneath the shoulders. Knees and shins are planted. Take a cow spine. Lift your chin and tail. On your exhale, shift forward, lower just your chest and chin down. From there, inchworm to baby cobra. Belly finds the mat, chin, chest lift up, shoelace sides of both feet plant down. On your exhale, press through a tabletop to send hips high, head low, downward facing dog. At the top of your down dog, take your inhale and your exhale. Next inhale, left leg reaches high. Next exhale, step your left foot outside of your hands. From there, tap your right knee down, untuck your right toes. Turn your left toes out about 45 degrees. Low lizard lunge. You can stay on your hands, soft bend to your elbows. You can lower a forearm or 2 down. Your chin might come a little closer towards your chest. And now we've come full circle to now focus on our left hip crease. Check in with your jaw. Notice if your tongue is really pressed against the roof of your mouth. Can you remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth so that air can flow into your left hip crease? Last couple big breaths in the stretch. After your next breath out, hands underneath the shoulders if they were not already. Right hand stays, left hand on your left inner thigh, close to your hip. Wrapping your right ribs towards your left thigh, peeling your left ribs up and back, taking that twist. Your right knee can stay down, or you can tuck your toes and lift your right knee up. You can keep your left hand on your thigh, or maybe left arm reaches up. No matter what you're finding, find your twist from your waist through your rib cage, reaching high through your left fingertips. Finding a big inhale at the top. On your exhale, left hand down. Big step forward, right foot outside of right hand. And once you have your feet outside of your hands, heels turn in, toes turn out, sit back, hands at the heart. Finding that high Malasana squat. Sitting back in space. Keeping your chest lifted forward and up. Pressing inner thighs back as you keep your heart lifted. Exhale to stay rooted. Inhale, proud chest. One more time, exhale, stay rooted. Inhale, proud in your chest. Then finding a mountain pose, long legs, feet parallel. Hands either at the heart or by your hips, palms face forward. Now, especially when we're more in the beginning / mid part of practice, it can be a little bit easier to find that ground in a mountain pose. But remind yourself to find that sense of ground in a mountain pose, no matter where it pops up. That being said, high mountain, arms reach high, feet come to center. Looking up as palms press, lifting up. Long line as you reach up. On your exhale, fold all the way down. From that fold, halfway lift. Crown of your head reaches forward. Tail lengthens back. And then keep your long spine as you tent your fingertips down. Shift onto your left foot, right leg kicks up. Supported warrior 3. Now as you're finding your supported warrior 3, you can always keep that bend in left leg, but make sure your right leg is super duper long. Lengthen out through your right heel. Like if I had my palm at the back of your heel, you could kick into my palm. Reach the crown of your head farther forward. Lengthen with one more inhale. Next exhale is a low lunge. Right toes find the mat. Meeting you in a warrior 2, ground your right heel down. Windmill your arms open. Breath out at the top. Finding your feet as you need to. Finding your lift, proud chest. Looking over left fingertips. Maintaining your steady breath. I know that with steady breath, it can be quicker, but it is consistent because you continuously inhale and exhale at a pace that supports you. One more inhale. One more exhale. Then begin to lengthen your front leg, flip your left palm skyward, reach up and over, find a peaceful triangle. 2 long legs, a lift up and over as you arc up and over. A little bit of relief for your left eye. Finding one more big inhale, that big side body stretch. Then pivot on your left heel, parallel your feet. Flying warrior, capital letter X in the body. One more opportunity to take up space up here at the top. Then we're going to go right into 3 big waves. On your exhale, wide fold, bring it all the way down. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Exhale, bring it all the way down. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Last 1.5. Exhale, bring it all the way down. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Here's that half, bring it all the way down. Stay low. Low lunge on your left foot. As you spin your right heel up, left arm reaches high, low lunge twist. Side plank your choice once again. Back knee can stay lifted. Back knee can tap down. Left leg is the leg that extends back. Left hand is reaching high. Finding your broad front side body from right hand through your chest, up through left fingertips. Lifted into hips, whether your bottom knee is up or down. Maybe you look up towards your top hand as you give yourself one more big inhale. On your exhale, come to center plank pose. Now knees can stay lower or they can be lifted for this next flow. Low navel up towards ribs and towards spine, armpits wrap to center. Exhale, you shift forward. Exhale, you lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, thighs lift, heart lifts. Exhale, down dog, hips go high, head goes low. At the top, take your inhale and your exhale. Next inhale, shift forward to a plank pose. Next exhale, lower all the way down. As you lower all the way down, make sure not to get too comfortable. Have your hands underneath your shoulders. We're starting this off with a baby cobra. Shoelace sides of your feet pressed down. Lift your chin, chest forward and up. Now from this baby cobra, we're transforming it into a Sphinx pose. Crawl your fingertips forward, elbows underneath your shoulders, forearms parallel, and you arrive in your Sphinx. Shoelace sides of feet can stay pressed down, and a slight pull of low navel up towards your ribs to keep some length in low back. Head stays on straight, or you can gently pull your chin towards your chest. So rather than completely dropping your chin down, think about a little bit of resistance there. So you feel that length in the back of your neck. Or you can look straight forward if that feels good for you. No matter which option you're taking, prioritize your steady breath. Take 3 more breaths in your Sphinx. Eyes can be open or closed. After that 3rd breath out, hands can place one on top of the other, forehead comes down, belly Savasana. As you come into your belly Savasana, you might transfer your breath from more of an Ujjayi breath or an open mouth exhale to a hum, an HM. One where you can feel that vibration sort of ring out throughout your body as you take a moment to root down. And a lot of times when we think about that word growth, we think about going up and up and up, but we can only go so far up without first rooting down. So rooting right here. Take one more big inhale and full exhale. Let's get ready to go up. Now from here, keep your forehead more connected to your mat. Hands come next to your hips, palms face down. Inner thighs, inner shins, inner feet come really close together, as close as they can. We're taking Shalabhasana. Next inhale, lift your chin, lift your chest, lift your hands, lift your thighs, lift your shins, your toes, lifting up. Now, as you lift, notice if you lifted and then you stopped breathing. Can you lift but continue a steady breath that might be a little bit faster? One more time, lifting up, lengthening far, lifting up, lengthening far. Last lift. On your exhale, belly Savasana, gently lower it back down. Forehead on the hands. Taking a moment to pause. Give yourself 1 complete cycle of breath down here. And we take another variation. This time, arms extend out long in front of you. Legs are long behind you. On your next inhale, lift everything up. Legs lift, arms lift, lifting in backside body, almost using your thumbs to help you keep your arms lifted, reaching long as you lift. Steady breath as you lift, lift, lift. Exhale, lower it down. Hands underneath your shoulders. Press through a tabletop to a downward facing dog. At the top of your down dog, connecting your inhale to your exhale. Then look between your hands and take a slow walk to the top of your mat. Great. When you find yourself at the top of your mat, have your feet all the way together, toes and heels touch, hinging at your hips. Start off with a halfway lift in your spine, lengthening from your tail through the crown of your head. Then place your hands next to your hips, palms face down. Then press into your big toes, balls of both feet. Diver's pose, start to lift your heels. Lifting from your low belly, your tail, lengthening the crown of your head forward. Lifting the backs of your hands towards the ceiling, lifting in your tail, lifting in your spine, lifting, lifting, breathing. Exhale, chair pose, heels come down, arms sweep forward and up. Sit back in your seat, reach your fingertips forward and up. Now, even though your inner thighs are squeezing close, rather than relying on knee to stay stable, continuously externally rotate in both thighs as you're seated, but lifted in your chest. One more exhale to sit back. Inhale, stay proud in your chest. One more cycle of breath in your chair pose. Then begin to stand tall. Once you stand tall, shift onto your right foot. Bring your left heel towards your seat. Now, as you bring your left heel toward your seat, we're going to find a high lunge. Bend your right knee, left toes to the back edge of your mat. Almost go in slow motion as you land. Inner thigh squeeze. Arms are lifted. Low in your front lunge. Chest is lifted. Chin parallel to the mat. Reaching fingertips away from the ground. Big inhale. Stay for your exhale. One more inhale. Warrior 2 on your exhale. Open up in your arms, your feet. Find your proud Warrior 2 stance. And then straighten your right leg, triangle pose. Left hip bumps back, right fingertips reach forward, and then down to your shin. Left arm reaches high to the ceiling. Now, as you're reaching your left arm high, know that you can keep it here, or you can wrap your arm behind your back, taking a half bind. Right ribs wrap under, left ribs peel back. Your chin can turn to the ceiling as you lean the center of your heart up and back. Now, as you keep your long spine, if you're gripping onto your shin, gently let go of that grip. If your right hand was on the ground, begin to lift it from the ground. Then right arm frames your face. Reaching from your hips, out through your right fingertips. Keep looking to the ceiling. Let it take you up, all the way up. Coming through flying warrior, low lunge on the other side. Arms will cartwheel down to frame your left foot. Now, as you find your low lunge, your right heel spins up. Inner thigh squeeze close, power lunge. Arms wing by your hips, palms face down. Now, as you find your power lunge, torso is at a 45-degree angle. Long, energetic line from your right heel out through the crown of your head. Rather than putting everything into your left leg, right leg is your anchor to help you stay rooted. Hands can stay by the hips, or they can travel to heart center. Then start to really look beyond your mat as you shift forward. Warrior 3 onto your left foot. Right leg floats up. Take your time to find your capital letter T shape, where you lengthen from heel through crown of head, where your left foot is your root and everything else is lifted. Find lift in the back of your heart. Lift in the back of your right leg. Then lift through the crown of your head as you stand up. Stand up. Right knee will come into your chest at the top. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Tree pose. Right foot either to your left shin, your inner thigh. If you'd like a kickstand, the ball of your right foot can find the ground. Right heel to left shin. Hands can come to the heart. And once you find your roots, begin to grow your branches, arms reach high, palms separate. Rooted in your base, lifted from the floor of your pelvis through your fingertips. Pinkies rotate in, fingertips reach higher. One more big inhale. On your exhale, turn your right knee forward and slowly tilt to a standing split. As you hinge at your hips, 2 hands come down. Right leg kicks up as high as you can kick up. But as you're kicking up, notice if you hydrant your right leg open. Can you think right big toe towards the ground as you lift? Look towards your left toes as you lift. As you lift your right leg, kick it up one more time. Exhale, forward fold. From there, halfway lift, crown of your head lengthens. On your exhale, hands come down, step your feet back. Take your favorite flow. We'll meet back in a downward facing dog for the last side. And from your downward facing dog, look to the top edge of your mat and begin to walk your feet to your hands, and we'll meet in that first forward fold. And when you find yourself in your forward fold, halfway lift, even though you know it's coming, take your time to find that solid long spine. Hands next to your hips, palms face down. Press into your big toes, balls of both feet. Start to lift your heels. Lift your tail. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Continuously lift your backside body and lengthen. One more time. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, chair pose. Heels come down. Arms sweep forward and up. Finding your seat. Tall spine. Just like a chair. Seated, but still lifted and supported. One more breath out. One more breath in. Stay for the breath out. On your inhale, stand all the way up. Begin to bring your right heel towards your seat. Once you find your right heel towards your seat, slow motion into your high lunge. Right toes find the back edge of your mat. Inner thigh squeeze to center. Fingertips reach high. One more breath out to stay low. One more inhale to lift high through your fingertips. Exhale, warrior two, to a long left leg. Triangle pose, right hip shifts back, left fingertips reach forward and down to your shin. Take your time to set up your legs and torso as you need. And once you sort out legs and long torso, maybe right arm drapes behind your back. Leaning your right side ribs up and back just like you did in your twist, only this time the legs are unraveled. Top of your chest leans up and back. And then begin to lift your left hand off of your shin or the floor and have your left arm frame your face. Torso parallel to the ground beneath you. Rooted in your base, but lifted from the floor of your pelvis through your fingertips and right side ribs. Look to the ceiling. Take it up, flying warrior, to take it into a low lunge. Hands will come down to frame your right foot. From your low lunge with hands framing right foot, power lunge. Torso lifts 45 degrees off of your front thigh. Arms wing by your hips, palms face down. Inner thighs squeeze super duper close to center. Then from here, hands can stay by the hips or you can pull your palms to heart center. Look beyond your mat. Warrior three, shift forward. Onto your right foot as you lift your left leg in line with your left hip. Crown of your head reaches forward. Right leg is your root as you lengthen away from center, out through the crown of your head. Out through your left leg. Inhale to lift behind your leg. Lift behind your heart. Start to lift from the crown of your head to stand up. Standing up, left knee in toward your chest as you stand up. Stand up, stand up. And tree pose, left foot to your inner right shin or thigh. You might find that kickstand of ball of your left foot on the ground. Now once you find your rooted feet, grow your branches. Arms reach high, fingertips separate. And from the start, you might notice that one side is a bit more of a windy tree. One side might have been more of a solid tree. No matter what type of tree you are, stay a proud tree, lifted in the top of your heart, reaching long through your fingertips. Steady breaths as you inhale and you exhale. Last cycle of breath in your tree pose. Then start to turn your left knee forward, standing split. Hands will come down as your left leg kicks up, up, up. Left leg kicking back and up. Looking towards your right big toe. Lengthening left leg up, up, up. Forward fold, 2 feet on the ground. Halfway lift, long spine. Plant your palms down, step your feet back. Take your last flow of practice. Awesome, awesome, awesome work. When you find your way to your downward facing dog, shift forward to your plank pose. Lower slow all the way down. When you find your way onto the bottom, cactus your arms. So your elbows are in line with your shoulders, palms face down. If you have the room, you can tee your arms out to the side. Then place your left hand underneath your left shoulder. Start to roll onto right side, shoulder stretch. Left foot steps behind right leg. Right ear can come down to the ground. Take your time as you're finding this stretch. Know that you can control how much of a stretch you get by how much you roll onto right side. As your steady breath that might have been a little faster begins to slow. Start to breathe in and around your right shoulder. Couple more big breaths on this side. And after your next breath out, bring it through center. Right hand underneath right shoulder, left arm out to the side. Either cactus or all the way long as you roll onto left side. Right foot plants behind left leg. Left ear might come down to the ground. Breathing in and around left shoulder for a couple more big breaths. After your next exhale, come through center. When you find center, flip onto your back. We'll meet there. When you find your way onto your back, pull your knees into a full happy baby. Combine those two halves. You might use that peace finger grip, or you might grip for the outer edges of both feet. Knees in towards your armpits, soles of your feet towards the ceiling. You can lengthen one leg, the other. You can take a really big sigh or a hum or flutter of your lips. Know that your happy baby might also be a still one. However you find your happy baby, breathe into a few more breaths to move it around, to find some stillness, to play with it. And after those few breaths, soles of your feet towards the ceiling, give your legs a little shake. Wiggle out any of that extra energy, any of that extra tension from balancing so much. And then pull your knees in close, give yourself a big squeeze. Give yourself a solid couple of breaths and a squeeze to thank your body for moving oh so very much. And then you have about 1 minute to prepare for your meditation. So as you prepare your body, feel free to grab anything you might want or to shift your shape in a way where you can be in that position for the next 15 minutes. And starting to settle on into your shape, settling into your space. Gently remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Let's take a big breath together. Start with an SH sound, press your air out. Biggest inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Once you've taken that very big breath, allow for air to flow naturally through you as we head into this brief yoga nidra meditation. And as we travel through this practice, allow for your eyes to stay closed, your breath to be steady, and know that if at any point you lose my voice, you're always welcome to come back to it without judgment. And as you let your breath breathe itself, begin to notice the space around you. The solidness of the ground beneath you. Listening for the space around you. Furniture shifting. Listening for footsteps of a loved one nearby. Listening for cars passing. Pedestrians walking. Listening for birds chirping. Listening for the hum of an airplane. The hum of the sun's rays. Bringing your attention to an airplane, to a helicopter, to a tree with leaves rustling, to the squirrel climbing up the tree. Listening for a baby laughing, listening to a window shuttering, listening for furniture shifting, listening to air blowing on top of your skin, listening to the air flowing in and out of you, listening for the hum of the air flowing in and out of you. And as you listen to your slightly slowed, steady breath flow through you, begin to envision a warm, golden light. Allow for that warm light to shine on your big toes, your second toes, your third toes, your fourth toes, your fifth toes, the soles of both of your feet, the tops of both of your feet, both of your ankles, the fronts of your shins, the backs of your shins, letting that light shine through your knees to your hamstrings, wrapping it to your thighs, bringing it to your hips, allowing for that warm golden light to shine on your low belly, mid belly, both ribs, the center of your chest, both collarbones, out to both shoulders, down to your biceps, wrapping to your triceps. That warm light shines through your elbows, to your forearms, through your wrists, to your thumbs, out to first fingers, second fingers, third fingers, fourth fingers, fifth fingers, both palms, the backs of both hands, letting that warm golden light shine to the base of your spine, traveling it up to your low back, your middle back, your upper back, the back of your neck, the back of your head, the crown of your head. The warm golden light shines over your forehead to eyebrow center, over both eyebrows and both eyelids, your ears, your nose, upper lip, lower lip, both lips, your jaw, and your whole face. As the light shines on your whole face, let it shine on your whole body, allowing for your breath to breathe itself as it keeps you present in your meditation. As your breath breathes itself, allow for yourself to become heavier with every exhale. Your right leg becomes heavier. Left leg becomes heavier. Your pelvis becomes heavier. your waist, the backs of your ribs, the backs of your shoulders, the back of your head. Right arm becomes heavier. Left arm becomes heavier. Your whole body becomes so heavy, you could imprint your mat. Now switching the idea. With every inhale, your body becomes lighter. Right leg becomes lighter. Left leg becomes lighter. Your pelvis becomes lighter, as does your waist, the backs of your ribs, the backs of your shoulders, the back of your head, right arm and left arm. Your whole body becomes so light that it hovers over the mat like dust. Now in this moment, brick represents heaviness and dust represents lightness. We will travel through these two ideas alternately. In this moment, your body begins to solidify as brick. Your entire body presses into the mat, so heavy you could imprint your mat. Now switch the idea. Your body begins to become dust, breaking apart into little pieces so each piece can lift and float off of your mat. Once more, changing the idea, your body compresses into brick, solidifies into one piece, pressing into the mat. You press down into it and into the floor. Changing the idea, your body becomes dust. Each part of the brick breaks off to become a bit lighter so that you are floating atop your mat. Steady breath as you breathe into this lighter space, following your inhales and your exhales. As you continue to breathe in and out, start to count your breath back from 11. 11 inhales and 11 exhales. Every time you lose count, return to the number 11 to count down once again. Once you have completed your countdown back from 11, allow for your breath to breathe itself without numbers. Continuing your steady breath, we will now enter a series of visualizations. Allow for these images to come and go with little attachment. Fields of soil, rocky mountains, crunchy arugula salad, blue lake, white fluffy clouds, pastel cotton curtains, small cocoon, small sprout, cold gusts of wind, a small seed, crunchy tumbleweed, a cloud of dust, fluffy clouds, blue skies, a tall tree, a wooden cabin, gray clouds, cold gusts of wind, pouring rain, a small seed, a tall green tree, birds chirping, yellow sun, lush garden. As you stand in the middle of this lush garden, take in a big inhale and a full exhale. Allow for yourself to wiggle your fingertips and your toes. Start to stretch your arms overhead and your legs out long, giving yourself a big stretch. Keeping your eyes closed, slowly roll on to one side. Keeping your eyes closed, steady breath, gently press to a tall seat. You might sit cross-legged. You might sit on your shins. However you sit, have two palms face up on your lap. As you sit in your tall seat, palms face up, eyes closed, begin to envision 3 crystal balls. One in your left hand, one in the center of your legs, and one in your right hand. Gently turn your attention to the crystal ball in your left hand. In that crystal ball, see yourself from 5 years ago, wherever you were physically, mentally, socially. And gently turn your attention to the crystal ball in your right hand. In that crystal ball is you 5 years from now. See where you are physically, mentally, socially. Gently turn your attention to the crystal ball in the center of your legs. In this ball, see yourself where you are now, where you are physically, mentally, socially. Keeping your eyes closed and steady breath, gently zoom out to see all 3 balls at once. As you see all 3, you might notice that the ball from your past in your left hand and the ball in the center of your legs are a bit different. Maybe there was some growth that happened between those two. Then notice the ball in center and the ball in your right hand. There might be growth that has to be done. In this point, all three crystal balls are in one line. The one from your past, your present, and your future. Keeping your right palm where it is, start to bring your left hand towards the center of your lap. And then begin to bring your right palm to the center of your lap. The crystal ball from your past and your future meld into the crystal ball of your present. Take a moment to notice where you are right here, right now, physically, mentally, socially. You've come a long way. You've grown a whole lot. And you still have the ability to grow even more. Slowly begin to press your palms together, feeling that crystal ball between your palms. Draw it to heart center. Before we complete this practice of Yoga Nidra, we'll take one more breath. Right here, SH, press your air out. Take a full inhale in and sigh out. And we'll still practice with one Om. Breathing in. Draw the thumbs up to third eye center. This practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete as we bow and say Namaste. You may open your eyes whenever you're ready. Thank you all so much for moving and meditating with me. Once again, I'm Angelica. If we never met before, or if we have met before, hello. Good to see you again. We'll be here next week, so I'll be on here for a few minutes in case you want to ask anything, chat about anything. Otherwise, have a great Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste. Thank you.
My iPad died, so I had to come. There's technical difficulties in this one, but it's all a learning. I was glad to rejoin for the meditation and get inside.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm going to go back outside now. The other funny part was when you were doing the warm golden light at my feet, my golden kitty was on my feet and my legs.
Isn't it great when like life happens like that? And you're like, oh.
You're like, feel your toes. I can feel a soft fur on my toes.
You know, warm light, soft fur. I mean,
right.
Right? That should be another branch of Yoga Nidra, do a soft fur meditation.
And when I was outside, my boyfriend's mother and his cousin's child who live around the corner walked around the corner and saw me doing yoga outside, and Peyton's only 3. So she's like, Barbara! And I'm like, oh. So it was such a fun practice, but it was all over the map.
Oh, thank you for coming and doing it with all those distractions too.
Thank you for everybody here for being with me right in this moment, and take care, and I hope to see you again.
Thank you. Hope to see you too.
Thank you.